You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
All right, everybody, how y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Hope everybody's doing good. So, of course, it's been a lot that I had to take care of, y'all. It was just one thing after another. But I think this time I pretty much got everything covered. I was having some issues with my equipment. $1,000 laptop clunked out on me. I'm having audio issues. It was just one thing after another. That's how you know when God really wants to use you, because the enemy will do everything he can to put monkey wrenches in your pathway to prevent you from being able to use your gift. So I had to basically go back, revamp, and just basically, y'all, I just had to realign everything. I had to get everything back corrected, and it's been a challenge, but nevertheless, I appreciate that God put me in a position where I make the funds now, where I'm able to address these matters, because let's face it, blogging doesn't bring in no money, okay? And it's the reason why when you have content creators who lose their channel, or or YouTube decides to cut them off, a lot of content creators, they cannot survive. They go ham, and I can only imagine the frustration having to go from 20, 30,000 subscribers, and one mishap, or you miss and make the wrong decisions, and basically you can lose your whole channel, which is your revenue. I mean, you have a lot of content creators, they make money specifically through YouTube. And I think that's dangerous in a sense, because the moment you step out of alignment, you discuss something very controversial, or you start beefing with too many content creators, they all can come together and start, tearing your channel down, your empire, something that took you years to build. So I totally get what it's like having to start from scratch. And that's basically what I'm doing. This is the renewal of Mocha's Ladies Lounge, in which, I'm recreating, revamping, and basically trying to rebuild everything that I have started. So again, I appreciate all of you who have still been loyal to the channel, who have been still subscribing. Also, keep in mind, hit that notification bell. I will be uploading at least once a week. I'm not sure what date of the week yet. If I have extra time, sometimes I may load 2 or 3. It all kind of depends on how much time I got on my hands. So nevertheless, at least once a week. So in order for you to be updated on any time I post any new content, I suggest that you hit the notification bell, and that you make sure it is on all instead of personalized. That way you don't miss out. So basically that's the best I can do, y'all, because again, I got my own business and the clientele has been very overwhelming. So it's been kind of hard for me to pick a specific date. Okay. And that's the reason why I say just hit the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I upload. Listen, I'm a businesswoman. I'm a wife. I also help my husband with his business. So y'all, it's just so much a sister got on her plate. But enough about me. Go ahead and hit that like button. And again, like, share, subscribe, join the family. If you would like the Cash App, you're not obligated to do so. My information is in the thumbnail that I have above. So again, I appreciate y'all. Anything I say in this content is based off of personal opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is my disclaimer. So y'all, let's get into it, right? Let's talk about when the bare minimum feels like luxury. Well, your girl Arion decided that she needed to let us know that she got a bouquet of roses, 60 roses on her Instagram page. That's what you see in my thumbnail up here. And, of course, she didn't show the card. So far, I know she probably bought it for herself. I'm not, you know what I mean? Because these are the kind of games that Air Mattress Arion likes to play. But nevertheless, she felt it was important to let us know that, or give us the indication anyway, that she's winning, you know. So, of course, I want to start off with some Bible quotes, some spiritual quotes this morning, y'all, that's going to align with the message for today. So, let's start with Proverbs chapter 27, 6th verse. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Meaning, not every gesture of affection comes from a genuine place, my love. A man can kiss you while betraying you, just like Judas kissed Jesus before the betrayal. Those 60 roses can be deceitful kisses. Now, I did see somebody comment like he probably bought those roses because he did something wrong. And you know what? That's the usual mark down Martell way of how he does things. We've seen Mel go through that with him. Martell thought because he was keeping the kids, you know, because he was going to these entrepreneur meetings with Mel, that he was being the ideal husband. And all along, he was cheating his ass off, okay? Messing around with airhead Arion, right? So, Mark down Martell is Mayhem Martell, which is who I also like to call him. He's not one to be happy about when he does something for you. 9 times out of 10, when he does something for you, it is because there's some type of motive. Oh, that's another one. Motive Martell. Martell motive, okay? Because he always got motives, you get what I'm saying? So, you can't be impressed with anything that Martell does, because if he does it, it's from a manipulative place, right? So, let's go to the next scripture. Proverbs again, chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Basically that means it looks good now, you know, the roses of attention, but it leads to destruction, not destiny. Martell is always up to no good. And you would think by now, because Air Mattress has hung in there for 10 years or more, that you would think something by now registers, but she's wants so badly to see the good in him. She's finally in a place now where she doesn't have to sneak, she doesn't have to hide. So she feels that she's in a better place with Mark down Martell than before. So therefore, she has to keep letting us know. And I think she's trying to convince herself more than anybody else, because we're not buying it. At least I'm not buying it. And I know the majority of y'all are not buying it. And please make sure y'all hit that like button if you have not done so, if you're just coming in. Oh, big ups to Mocha's Mod Squad. Anybody who's in the channel holding it down with the wrenches, I so appreciate y'all. I'm grateful for y'all as well. All right. So, again, the bare minimum feels like luxury when you're a woman that's not used to a lot, and you have a lot of these married men like Martell that know they can get away with giving Scooby snacks the bare minimum, because they know at this point you are so desperate, you are willing to accept anything, you know what I mean, in order to teacher class, sorry y'all, got a text, in order to be in a good graces. You get what I'm saying? So he knows that he can get away with doing the bare minimum. Okay, but I did receive assignment. Sorry y'all. Businesses is as usual, but I did receive the one from 15. Yeah, I have different participants who are taking my family violence anger management class, y'all. So they be having to turn in assignments and stuff they be having to do, that's, you know, part of them being able to complete the program, but nevertheless, right? Okay, so back to third scripture, and then I'm gonna get ready to go into the sermon, the message of the lounge for the day. Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. Okay, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Okay. This is a perfect scripture for calling out the illusion. Basically, Air Mattress thinks she's winning because of the attention. But in reality, she's deceiving herself, confusing temporary validation for value. So this man is able to buy Arion some Skittles and Arizona sweet tea, and she'll think the world of it. In her mind, he cares about me. He loves me. Not realizing that 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼, he's not investing. He's managing damage. You get what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing. He's just trying to that's basically what he's trying to do. Keep dysfunction functioning. You know what I'm saying? He's willing to stand on business, even if it's on a crooked foundation, right? So let's get into talking about this, because again, this is Side Chick Awareness Month, in which we have to start making side chicks aware of their lack of integrity, their lack of morals, their lack of character. So basically what 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 has been doing all of this time with Air Mattress is managing damage. Means a married man is doing just enough to control the fallout of his own mess, not to actually fix it, not to build anything real, but to keep things from blowing up in his face. So basically, he's not investing in Arion out of love. He's managing the damage his decisions could cause. You know what I'm saying? So what's the purpose of these roses, right? The reason, because y'all know me, I'm always looking at things from a different element. You know what I'm saying? I could always spill celebrity tea, but the way I operate, I like to operate in truth. That's the tea that I like to speak upon, truth, right? So y'all know me, I like to do spiritual surgery, to where I get down to I look deeper into the root of the problem. And there's a significant symbolism behind those roses. Basically, to calm her down before she starts asking questions or posting subliminals. Something is not going right between Air Mattress and Martell Mayhem. Okay? All right? Anytime the married man gives you little trinkets, which I like to call the side chick package, he's buying you roses, sending you some cash apps, you know what I'm saying? Taking you out to Chili's, you know what I mean? Where you can get the mozzarella sticks and things of that nature, like Martell would say. It's to buy silence, not loyalty. You know what I mean? As long as I'm giving and producing, that's going to keep her at bay. It's kind of like giving a puppy treats, little treats. You give them a treat to make them feel rewarded. You know what I mean? To make them feel special, to make them feel important. That is what Martell Mayhem does with Arion. He gives her little trinkets to make her feel relevant, to make her feel important. The random I miss you calls, to reset her emotions so she doesn't detach or expose him. Martell is dealing with a little girl, a woman who is very insecure, a woman who's not smart enough and lacks discernment. She's not good at holding things down, even though she thinks she is. And Martell has been with her long enough to know that if he wants to keep things kind of leveled out, he has to give her the trinket. He has to give her the boopy prizes. He has to give her the prizes out the cereal box, right? When someone manages damage, and that's what Martell is doing, he's focusing on appearance over accountability. Martell will buy you a cake before he sincerely apologizes to you. Okay, that is his way of managing through manipulation. Okay, Martell is the mascot of manipulation. Okay, patch cracks instead of repairing the foundation. Martell is a patch up king. He will do just enough to get by. He will patch up the cracks in a relationship versus really fixing them, meaning repairing the foundation, changing his ways, being a real man, being honest, not lying, not being manipulative. It's just so cemented in his character to be a habitual liar and to be a manipulator. That's a part that Martell wears manipulation like he wears a suit. Okay, he wears it with such charm and grace, and he doesn't even see anything wrong with it, right? Please hit that like button if you are just coming in. I gladly would appreciate that. Thank y'all. Try to contain consequences rather than change behavior. In other words, Martell is not going to change what he is. He's just going to keep doing just enough to get by, buying roses, taking you to dinner, taking you to lunch, letting you be seen with him in public. So that's basically why Arion Air Mattress really thinks that she's winning, right? So yes, y'all. So Arion is very excited about these roses. She had to let us know that her posting it, but we already know Arion Air Mattress don't post stuff to be posting it. She has learned to follow the lead of Martell's manipulative nature, and that's the thing. When you sleep with these married men long enough, you become them. You know what I mean? You start acting like them. You start being manipulative like them. You know what I mean? You start bonding with these men in a demonic manner in which you become the very thing that you don't want from them. You know what I mean? You will become that, right? You don't want to deal with a manipulator, but you will become a manipulator. And I personally believe Arion has gained so many of Martell's ways now. It's like when you talk to one, you're talking to both of them. It's like they literally are joined as of one now. And the crazy part is, not only do Martell and Arion manipulate outsiders, but they manipulate each other. Trust and believe. Behind closed doors, Arion manipulates Martell and Martell manipulates Arion. Arion is probably telling Martell, I don't like the way you treat me, and I stood by you through everything. I'm the only one that's been faithful to you, loyal to you. I mean, how you feel like you justified in telling a married man you've been faithful or loyal to them? But this is the brain of an airhead. Trust and believe that is how Air Mattress talks behind closed doors. She tries to manipulate Martell into feeling guilty about not taking things to the next level. Let's not make no mistake about it. We're not going to act like behind closed doors, Arion is pleading with Martell, pleading for them to take things to the next level. When are we going to get married? When are we going to finally start building things on our own? And this is what happens. She has her moments with Martell where she'll get confident and she'll woman up on him and try to corner him. You need to decide if we're going to be together or not. If you're going to take it to the next level, she'll try to bully him, but Martell is so smart, smooth, and strategic, like the python or the anaconda that he is. He knows how to get her right together. Man, we got such a good thing going. Why are you trying to make it more than what it is? We are already together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be married to prove that we are together. As far as I know, you are my wife. See, he knows how to say those key words to manipulate Arion into believing that, okay, we're good, even though inside she's feeling the opposite. And see, these married men, they have the upper hand in doing that. They know how to say just enough to make you feel like, okay, I think I'm getting somewhere. But inside, you know what they're saying is not matching up with how you feel. But you so badly want to be with them. You try to make it make sense in your own delusional mind. Well, he is right. We already are together. We don't need to rush and get married like that. See, this is how these married men operate. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, Arion will never ever truly be able to control Martell, because for one, Martell is older and he's more devilish than she is. He has the experience of being a demon. She's up against a demon way more stronger than she could ever be. Not only that, Arion Air Mattress lacks spiritual discernment. And the fact that she's messing with a married man, God is not even hearing Arion right now. Okay, because she has not repented. She's shown no remorse. So basically, when you step outside the will of God and you start dealing with these married men on your own because you just mean, you want what you want, you're going to have what you want to have, bunk what the word says, bunk my integrity, bunk how his wife feels, this is what I want. Well, what happens is God will leave you to deal with that, with the demon that you're entertaining. And that's exactly what's going on. So, she has to make it feel right in her mind. And that is the purpose of her posting roses, posting when they got the Captain D's, posting when they go to Chili's for some ribs. She has to let us know every moment of when Martell is doing something right. And the reason she does that, let me tell you why. Because he's doing more wrong than he's doing right. That's why when he does do a little something right, she has to highlight it and make it a moment. Okay? All right? Ain't no telling why he brought those roses. Maybe because she found a text message. Maybe because he's getting ready to link up with someone doing the reality show to get more money. It's something foul that he's doing or has done, and this is the usual messy Martell. He has to do what's called a quick recovery. Let me give us some dick, some dinner, and some dollars, a little cash out, something like that. He knows how to get Arion air mattress in that bedroom. You know what I mean? Do just enough to redeem himself on that moment, and then he goes back to his usual ways. And that's what these married men do. Okay, even though he's not married anymore, but he still has that concept and that selfishness of a married man. You know what I mean? The way you get them is how you got to keep them. Yeah, even though Mel is out the picture, but if you've always, whatever you've done to get involved with these married men, you have to continue to keep doing that. You know what I mean? If you've always tossed the salad and you've always given him blowjobs, whatever it is that got you in the door, you got to keep doing that. You know what I mean? In order to keep the married man satisfied, or the lustful man, in this case, being that he's not married anymore, satisfied, right? So let's kind of get to some solid points in this, right? Let's talk about why some married men can give the absolute bare minimum, a bouquet here, a cash app there, and still keep their side chick feeling like she's the main character. Okay? But listen, Arion air mattress girl. Okay? I'm not fond of you, but listen, as a woman, I just got to keep it real with you. 60 roses don't mean 60 promises. Okay? You already dealt with 10 years of being half miserable, so maybe 40 more roses to those 10 years means that I'm still not going to marry you, but I'm going to give you a rose for each year just to let you know I'm still going to hang in there as long as you allow me to. Oh my gosh, y'all. Listen, let's break down why he does just enough to keep air mattress quiet. Okay, why she accepts it, and how the illusion of attention can make a woman settle for crumbs. All right. So what are the main significant points, right? Why married men do the bare minimum? Well, number one, guilt maintenance mode. Guilt maintenance mode. If there's anybody in the chat who can type that up, that will be awesome. If not, then, I'll probably get to it when I can. Guilt maintenance mode, meaning he's not giving out love. He's paying his peace tax. The small gestures help him quiet his conscience without exposing himself. Okay, so basically, men like Martell, they realize, especially these married men, they realize in order to keep things maintenance or to keep things leveled out with the side chick, he has to keep doing, providing Scooby snacks, the cash apps here and there, the dinner here and there, just, giving little trinkets, you know what I mean? This is not him showing love. He's not giving love, he's just basically protecting his peace. All right. As long as I give her some dick, some dollars, some dinner, she'll be all right. You know what I mean? She'll tolerate me longer, if that makes sense. So that's the first reason why married men do the bare minimum, guilt maintenance mode. Just doing and giving just enough to keep his conscience at ease. That way he's not exposing too much of himself, meaning he's doing other stuff outside of that side chick relationship that he should not be doing. The next one is called control through breadcrumbs. Yes, I said it. All right. Control through breadcrumbs, meaning bare minimum keeps Arion hooked but never fulfilled. She's always chasing the next small gesture. So, in other words, you learn to deal with the little breadcrumbs he's throwing you. And the reason Arion is selling for the breadcrumbs because she knows she's not going to get that big prize that she is seeking. She's seeking that prize of marriage. Okay, that's really the ultimate prize that she is striving to gain in the end. Okay. So, because she's made herself comfortable to understanding that Martell is not going to provide that at this moment, she's just going to learn to run after the little crumbs that he throws. Those crumbs, empty promises. He'll do little things to make her feel like there's some progress. He'll take her and their son to a trip in Hawaii somewhere. He'll always keep up in the ante with the gestures and the trinkets, but the main thing she wants, he's going to deprive her of that. Me personally, I feel like if he ever does, it only be because Mel is married. When Mel marries, that's my opinion. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Of course, had a call, but anyhow, yeah. Basically, the breadcrumbs again. The sad part is, as a side chick, you can become so comfortable with a married man depriving you that you'll just find yourself learning to be happy with the small little gestures, and not only that, what happens too, if you try to push these married men to be more or do more, in many instances, and I'm sure Martell is one, they will show their frustration. They will be really mean towards you, nasty towards you if you're asking for more than they're willing to give. If you're demanding more, or if you're trying to push them outside of their element, these married men will definitely crash out on you. And Arion definitely has experienced that with Martell, whether she is willing to admit that or not. You're not going to push and make these married men do anything they don't want to do. Listen, the way they look at it, you accepted me knowing my situation, so guess what? Anything else I do from here on out, you got to accept it and deal with that as well. Okay, so next reason married men do the bare minimum is limited time, limited investment. He can't overgive or overshow. Too much attention means exposure. If you notice, Martell exposes him and Arion air mattress just enough, but he doesn't overly do it. I mean, like, you don't see his Instagram with a bunch of pictures of Arion floated all over his Instagram page. And I believe a part of that is because Martell still feels like he's married, and he feels like in his mind that he owes a certain level of respect of not overly exploiting her, which the truth is, sir, you're past that point of return. You've been going live with her, even more so. Y'all had a child together. So why do you feel the need to still try to hold back and not overly share your relationship, if that's what you want to call it, with Arion air mattress? I don't know why, but you have a lot of men that do that. Married men anyway. He don't want to overgive or overshow, because if he does, it really it helps him. It basically draws more attention to him doing something that he shouldn't be doing. Okay. The next one is fantasy management. All right. He sells a dream, not a future. The gifts are props to keep the illusion alive. And that's exactly what it is, It'll never be a future. It's going to always be a dream. He's been telling Air Mattress the same lies for years. And she's still waiting on that dream to come true, thinking if I just hang in there long enough, it's going to pay off, right? So he just keeps giving gifts as props to keep the illusion alive, making her feel like as long as I'm doing the bare minimum, that's making her think that it's something more meaningful to come in the near future. The next reason married men do the bare minimum is risk versus reward behavior. Risk versus rewards. He'll never invest more than he's willing to lose. That's why it's flowers, not commitment. Hello, hit that like button. Let me tell you, Martell is one of those married men. He's very selfish. He's not going to give more than he could afford to lose. Okay, the irony, he did it with his marriage, but he's not going to do that with Arion. He's not going to invest too much of himself because he doesn't want to lose any more than what he already has. What Arion doesn't realize, like a lot of side chicks, especially if their wives have left them, if their wives or ex-wives have had leverage in the situation, no married man ever wants to feel that defeated again. Because of what Mel had to show him, and Mel had to give him a whole slice of humble pie, even though he still hasn't fully humbled himself. And I said this before in many of my other videos, Martell does not feel safe giving a woman too much. Because in his mind, and again, this is mine, Martell felt like he did a lot for Mel. And how dare Mel move on, continue to make money and prosper without him. In his mind, Martell felt like Melody did him wrong. Because this is the typical nature of a narcissistic ninja, which we all know that's not the case. But again, we're not talking logically. We're talking about Martell. We're not talking about common sense. We're talking about Martell. We're not talking about discernment. We're talking about Martell. In his mind, Mel did him wrong. He's not going to let another woman do him wrong again. Okay? So he's not going to trust taking things to a whole nother level with Arion because he doesn't want a woman having that much power over him. Even though we all know that Arion, air mattress, is so weak, she's not trying to overpower him. She will let him practically run her whole goddamn universe. But that ain't the point. Martell don't trust no goddamn body because of what Mel did to him in his mind. Okay? So, no. You will get flowers, but you're not going to get commitment, dear. Okay, so why the side chick thinks she's winning? Why Arion thinks she's winning? Well, number one, she confuses access with affection. Access with affection. Just because he answers the phone doesn't mean she has his heart. Okay. This is the most access Arion air mattress has ever had. So in her mind, she's really feeling as if she is progressing. They're out more openly public than before. They actually live together now. And in her mind, that all means something. And she's not understanding, what that really means is that now, you know, he has more access. That doesn't mean, there's more growth. It's just more access now than before. Yeah, y'all are able to go more places now. I mean, all before when he was married, he had to sneak out the house. You know what I mean? He had to go, you know, steal, you know, money from his wife in order to supply, you know, y'all, fraudulent lifestyle. But now that there's more access, she feels like it's more growth. To kind of help break things down, it means that Arion is mistaking availability for emotional investment. She thinks that because Martell is around more than he's ever been, that means something. You know, she has more access now. You know what I mean? They're everywhere together. They're doing more than they used to do. They're not having to sneak around as much because Mel divorced them and basically let Air Mattress have him. So in her mind, because he lets her in all of these other areas in his life that he used to could not let her in during the time he was married, she assumed it's love, but in reality, it's convenience. Okay? He gives you time, not commitment. He gives you conversation, not connection. Listen, Martell and Arion talk all goddamn day about nothing. There's no connection. There's no chemistry. We done seen that on the lives, even though they try to act like there is. It just looks so cringing watching these two act like they really got chemistry, and we can tell they don't. Martell gave her access, not affection. She's confusing proximity with priority. Thinking because she's always with him, she has him. But in truth, she only has what he allows her to have. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Again, this message is sponsored by Side Chick Awareness Month. She only has what he allows her to have, a small window into his life that serves him. She feels empowered because she can call, text, smash Martell whenever she wants now. But he's still in control of when and how that happens. Just because you got him don't mean you got him. Okay? Affection, emotional depth. Real affection involves consistency, care, and emotional let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Reciprocity, okay? Not just communication. That's another big issue. You know, she's not understanding that real love consists of care and consistency. Okay? Not just y'all talking and communicating. His actions got to line up with his words. He manages access to manage emotion. He keeps her calm by giving her just enough attention to prevent detachment. And let me tell you how devilish she is. During those moments when Arion is acting up and she's pretending like she's going to leave or pretending like I can't do this, I done had enough, he wills her right back in. This is what these married men do. Okay, make sure y'all hit that like button. If I'm dropping some gems today, please toast by dropping those wine emojis, those martini emojis. If today's content is basically on point, please let me know. Drop those emojis. I so appreciate y'all. I at least hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button already, please hit the like button. Because I already know the numbers are not lining up with the views without even looking. I already know. Okay, so if y'all would at least hit that like button, I will be so grateful. Sis, he's not picking you up because he misses you. He's picking up because he knows ignoring you will cause a scene. Okay? He knows Air Mattress will really act up like the child that she is if he doesn't give her any quick attention. It's kind of like you got to give a whining ass baby a pacifier. Okay, you want that baby to stop whining, get him a pacifier to suck on. That'll alleviate him for at least a little while. Okay, access isn't affection, it's just emotional damage control. That's all that is, sis. Just because you have him all the time, that don't mean you have him all the time. You don't have his heart, you don't have his mind. You have whatever he's willing to take from you or accept from you at that moment. Okay. Another reason the side chick thinks she's winning, she interprets guilt as romance. He's overcompensating and she mistakes that for effort. When Martell bought her those goddamn flowers, in her mind, if he really bought them, okay, she feels like he's overcompensating for the damage that he has done. Now, we don't know what he has done, but he has done something. Because Martell is not a generous man. He's not a loving man. He does not give a woman anything just to give. Just like he gave Melody those flowers that time, okay? That was game, and that was guilt. You know, he was trying to compensate for the damage he has come, but Mel read right through the BS and was like, absolutely hell no. Okay. Arion is looking at it like anytime Martell does something for her, he's making an effort. Okay. Not understanding that this is just a guilt token. Okay. A lot of side chicks do that. They interpret guilt as romance because a man buys flowers or take them out to eat. They think, okay, there's potentially growth in this relationship. This relationship is basically approaching a new level, only to find out all of this is just, again, Scooby snacks, trinkets to keep the side chick at bay. Okay. The next reason the side chick thinks she's winning is because she needs validation over value. Public gestures feels like proof she won, even if she's still losing privately. Arion's not fooling anybody. We know that you are losing privately. You lost the moment you got involved with Martell. Even before it got to this point. Way before you got pregnant from him. Way before Melody divorced him. You've been lost and you still losing. Arion is learning to work with the short change. She's learning to work with the discounts that Markdown Martell is giving to her. Okay. Privately, she knows Martell is not doing all of what she really wants him to do. Privately, she's annoyed. Privately, she's frustrated because a wolf never changes his stripes. The same thing Melody went through, she's going through that. Only difference is it's worse because if you're going to go through what you're going through, make sure at least that man married to you and committed to you. Arion is taking a lot of crap off of Martell and she's still not no further in progress with him than she was before. The only thing she has gained is another year. She keeps gaining years, but she's not gaining no commitment. Okay. Every year that she's with him, that's another year she's investing her life into a man who refuses to fully commit himself to her. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier before my call, I think if he were to marry, it'll only be because Melody marries. And even then, that'll be default. But let me tell you, because Air Mattress is so delusional, she'll make a big deal out of that. Like, he really wanted to marry her when really he's only marrying to prove a point in the event Melody marries up and decides to get, to move on and marry and get a husband. And he does decide to extend that to Arion. She gonna really swear she won. There's no one who can convince Arion that she's losing. No one on this earth can make her feel she is. Her brain operates off of a different frequency. You feel me? All right, y'all. So back to this last point. She's in competition with the wife, not in connection with herself. The goal becomes being chosen, not being cherished. It's far too many women, especially side chicks, they want so badly to be chosen. Even if that chosen doesn't come with real chemistry, it doesn't come with real commitment. She just wants to be selected. Okay, even if the man does not take it to the next level, even if the man does not give her a permanent spot in his life, she's just content with just being picked. It's that pick me syndrome. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. He picked me. He could have picked anyone, but he picked me. Well, he picked you because you are willing to be the last woman standing. Now, Melody could have been petty. Okay, Melody could have been petty if she wanted to prove a point, right? And say, I can get Martell anytime I want. I can snap my fingers right now just to show you that you don't have him under your thumbnail like you think you do. I can really, really go there just to show you and hurt you and make you see who really has the upper hand. But Melody took the high road because at the end of the day, for Melody, it was more important that she protected her peace versus proving a point. And that's what a lot of women, a lot of these low common denominator thinking women, they want to prove, even if their peace is being compromised, even if this man is hella embarrassing me, even if this man is disgracing me, he's making my integrity look terrible, I'm still standing. I'm the last one in the running. They rather prove a point than protect the peace. They protect their peace. They'd rather be broken in pieces than to protect their peace. It's all about image, not their own integrity. Air mattress is all about integrity, not esteem. Okay, she wants to prove she's a winner. Okay, a winner that's steady losing. Okay, even if Martell married her tomorrow, nobody would be like ecstatic about it for her. But she would be. Listen, the Air mattress is so lost. And her self-esteem is so low that if Martell married her today, she would think the world of it. And in her mind, she really gonna feel like I'm the woman that made it, that arrived. Even though it took Melody leaving his dusty ass for you to even get him in the first place. She has learned to block all of that out. You cannot make a woman with this type of mindset understand that she's cutting herself short. Arion would never believe that she's cutting herself short. You know what I'm saying? In the end, she's still going to feel like she's winning regardless, no matter what. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut things down. You know what I'm saying? In regards to this topic here at the lounge, when the bare minimum feels like luxury, you can always tell when a woman is not used to having much. When she does get a man, she makes every little thing he does, a grand finale. She makes every little gesture, every little favor. She has to highlight it. Listen, a woman who's used to being treated right, who's used to being loved right, she doesn't have to make every moment or every gesture her man does as a public announcement. A woman who's used to regularly getting flowers, a woman who's regularly used to being taken out, treated like a queen, being loved, being adored, she does not feel the need to actually have to announce every beck and call of that, right? Arion, like many side chicks, always feel the need to highlight and announce every prize they get out the cereal box, because the truth is the man is not giving them what they really want. Okay? I know I can't get the grand prize, so I'll be happy for the little dollar store trinkets. And I'm going to make it a big announcement to convince myself as well as others that I am the winner, that I am winning, that I am top tier in all of this, y'all. So let me ask y'all something. What does it say about a woman when the highlight of her relationship is the delivery and not consistency? If he can't be loyal to his wife, why would loyalty suddenly appear for you? Okay? The bare minimum only feels big when you've been starving emotionally. My closing thoughts on this before I get ready to shut down the lounge. Ladies, flowers fade, but patterns don't. The question isn't what did he give you? It's what did you have to lose to get it? Because when you settle for crumbs, you'll start calling crumbs cake. Anyway, y'all, before y'all leave, hit that like button. Let me know what y'all think about today's content here at the lounge. And yes, y'all, every week, please make sure you hit that notification bell. Like I said, I don't have a specific date of the week anymore because I just have too much going on. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much. And again, thank you for the support. I'm so grateful for all of y'all. And again, y'all have a blessed day. And thank you for hanging out with me at the lounge.